Canada's planning some different events throughout the year, but going forward, rallies will be once per year, and it will be around this time of every single year.
Gotcha.
Are they still run by the two agents, the husband and wife team, Jay and
They're not run. Yeah, they're not run by it. They're just kind of, all of them are run. They just kind of oversee and had the original idea. They were doing it for their groups, and then they said, okay, let's try to do this. And when we replaced shareholders, this was kind of another opportunity for icons to step in and get their credit, but community and come together. And so like Susan said, I'm going to introduce her in a second. I'm trying to let everybody in. Like Susan mentioned, we're only going to do it once a year, but we just did this last year in the fall, and it came really quick in the spring. And so, you know, it's failing forward, but it's still, and it's always opportunity to improve and to do different things. And I mean, again, I have a background in event planning, and I don't even plan them because I know how much work they are in addition to everything else we're doing. So anyway, we'll talk about that too here in a second, but I'm letting everybody in. I'm trying to do both walk and chew gum, but I want to introduce Susan real quick. Cause I mean, Brad, we want to talk about this as well. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I would love for y'all to put your cameras on. I tell you guys this every single Friday. Morning. Good to see everybody. How's your week been? Has it been good?
Yes,
Maybe.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. We were just talking about rallies a little bit. How many of y'all so far have gone to any of the rallies? We know Atlanta happened. What other ones?
Orlando.
How was that?
It was awesome. It was sold out. They had good energy. Levi was there. So it was pretty awesome.
Good. What other ones? Any of them? I know there's a bunch coming up next week and a few throughout the month. Charlotte was amazing. I'll be in Cincinnati on Monday and then Dallas on Tuesday. For any of y'all in Texas, we've got the Dallas ones, and we've got Dallas next Tuesday, and Houston is next Wednesday. So not far, but there's 20 of them around the country, y'all. They're not far from where y'all are. So make sure you find it, get your tickets, go to them. It's great to connect. It's great to collaborate, and the learning has been great. I mean, I literally learned and took so much notes from the Charlotte one I went to. And so I'm looking forward to all the different things, because people are teaching things and doing business in different ways around the country. And that's how we all learn and increase our skill set. So anyway, the rallies are awesome. So this morning, and we'll have a conversation this morning because this is going to be really interactive with Susan McClain. If you guys have not met Susan, she is one of my favorite people, and I'm not just saying that, in corporate. And she's got a big role. She's got a heart for the agent. She's the director of retention, but she's doing so many other things as well that I don't think that title really gives her the credit that she deserves. She's got the Kickstart program that's really focused on newer agents and agents building their businesses. If y'all were at KW, it was similar. You know, if you think about, what did we have it? What was it called, Brad? 411 or not 411? What was it called?
Bold.
Ignite. No, not Bold. Ignite. Yeah, Ignite. And then it was something before that too. Anyway, I remember taking it in your office as a brand new baby agent, Brad. But we have so many cool things that I don't even think y'all are all aware of, because it's so much, right? And it gets noisy in workplace and all these other things. And so the goal is to make sure you guys are all knowledgeable, you're all connected, that everybody feels important and valued and heard at this company, because we're doing really, really amazing things. And so like I've always told you, I want my people to know my people. So Susan, thank you for being here. Welcome to Friday Huddle. And I'm going to let you run with it and take the floor and talk about all the things that you're doing.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. And by the way, if you are attending rallies, I will be in Cincinnati on Monday, and then I'll be in Detroit on Thursday. So I get to get a hug from Elizabeth. I love it.
Good. I didn't know you were going to be there.
Yeah, I just decided actually. So okay, so yes, thank you for having me. What I'm going to do today, and Elizabeth and I, we didn't really talk about an agenda, except let's talk about retention and, you know, really what we're doing on the corporate side. But we started this this department, I'm using air quotes, department last July, really looking at, how do we make our agents feel like they're loved, like they're wanted, like they're heard, like they're seen, right? Like wrap our arms around them. So I took this role in July of last year, and it was just me trucking along, trying to, make sure our agents are, feeling the love from EXP, understanding our value proposition, all of the things. We've since started to grow a little bit. I have two staff members that work for me on the agent side, helping me with the retention efforts that we're doing. So the first thing, though, that I want to point out is this. We are going to talk retention today. Big shocker. But I actually want to point out that agent retention, agent attraction, and selling real estate are all the same job, right? At the end of the day, we're all doing the exact same thing. It doesn't matter which one of those that you're focused on more. It's the same job. We just have a different audience. And so when I think about attraction, retention, selling real estate, I think about a company.
Sorry.
You're good. Of Harley Davidson. Has anyone studied the Harley Davidson story? Like that Harley Davidson experience? It's super fascinating if you haven't. And actually, I'm going to share my screen here. I've got a couple slides. Actually, I've got more than a couple, but I'm going to go through them really quickly. I promise. So, all right, let me go a little bit bigger.
No, it's good information. I think the more, and then it'll encourage some questions and some dialogue there too.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so when I think about Harley Davidson, it's actually super fascinating. And I ask myself a question a lot about, when I think about how to retain our agents, how do we attract agents, how do we keep our clients? And that question is this, and bear with me as I explain my thought process for this, right? But why do people buy a Harley Davidson versus a Honda? And, you'll pay $24,000-ish for a Harley Davidson, and you can go buy like a Yamaha or a Honda motorcycle for $9,000. And it's probably a really great motorcycle. I don't know, I don't ride them, but I'm pretty sure they are, right? But, it's cheaper, but yet Harley's going to outsell Honda 30-1. Does that make sense to you? Like why a Harley Davidson would outsell a Honda motorcycle 30-1? And it doesn't really make sense to me, but it's happening. And we have to ask ourselves why. And at the end of the day, you guys, it's really the experience, right? If you bought a Yamaha, would you post it on social media? I don't know, maybe. What if you bought a Harley? Would you post it on social media? Well, heck yeah, right? Because think about all the other Harley Davidson riders and you want to be part of that club, right? It's the experience of owning a Harley. So Harley owners, they have to be the ones to share the experience of being a Harley Davidson owner and rider, right? So they have this festival in Sturgis, South Dakota, where they get 500,000 Harley Davidson riders in one place in South Dakota, right? It's not like it's in the middle of the country. They ride to South Dakota. They get 500,000 of them there. It's actually fascinating. To me, I hate loud noises. So this to me is like awful, but they love it. And people go every single year. They are disciples, right? They're believers. They have to come and share the experience of owning that Harley Davidson. They're super passionate. Now, here's what I find really fascinating about Harley Davidson. Right around World War II, people got so excited about their Harley Davidson motorcycles, they started tattooing Harley Davidson symbols on their bodies, right? We've probably all seen people and know people with Harley Davidson. My neighbor actually has a Harley Davidson tattoo. So they started tattooing Harley Davidson on their bodies. And then after that, it became this following, right? And then Harley Davidson, what they did is they changed their marketing. And this is the fascinating part to me. They started saying the same things that their competitors were saying. They started saying, we're great. We have a great motorcycle. We have great service, right? We have a great bike. And when they started saying the same things that their competitors were saying, they actually started losing market share. So Harley Davidson had to, at that point, stop and go, hold on. We're not about a great bike and great service. And, we're about the experience of being a Harley Davidson owner and rider, right? So they had to revisit that experience. And so my takeaway from that, and this, if you are super fascinated about this, like I am, you can kind of go down this rabbit hole of Harley. It's absolutely fascinating what they did to rebrand themselves but they had to go back to that experience. And so my takeaway from that is if we act like our competitors, if we say the same things our competitors are saying, if we do the same things that they're doing, we're meeting expectations. Harley decided, you know what, we're not going to meet expectations. We're going to exceed expectations. And so that's when they shifted their marketing back to that experience. And again, it doesn't matter if you're talking about retaining agents, attracting agents, or selling real estate. When you start saying the same things that your competitors are saying, you'll have a great experience with me. I'm going to, make it easy for you to get into your home. All of those things. I'm a great agent. I sell a lot of real estate. You're meeting expectations. I don't know about you. I want to exceed expectations. I don't want to meet them, right? So I know that EXP can be Harley Davidson. So one of the things that drives me constantly is how do we do it? How do we create an amazing experience for our agents? So that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope that sounds good, because that's what we're going to talk about.
Perfect.
So if you've heard me talk at all, if any of you have ever heard me talk, you've probably heard me say that there are 3 preventable reasons that an agent will leave any brokerage, not just EXP, any brokerage. I learned this 15 years ago, probably. One is the relationship that the agent has with the brokerage. That's one of the reasons that an agent will leave a brokerage. Number 2 is they think they're going to make more money somewhere else. And by the way, that has nothing to do with fees and splits. What it means is that they don't think that they have a clear path to hitting their financial goals, whether that's retiring, putting their kids through college, paying their mortgage, whatever it might be. They don't have a clear path to doing that. And 3 is they don't understand the value that that brokerage provides. Now, because this applies to agents leaving in any brokerage, you can use this to attract agents. So if you want to attract agents from another brokerage, you have to have a deeper relationship with them than they have with their current brokerage. They have to understand that there's a clear path, to them hitting their goals at EXP, clearer than what they have at their current brokerage. And lastly is you have to help them understand the value that EXP provides. So you can use these things to attract agents also. And lastly, if you've ever lost a listing appointment, or maybe you met a buyer at an open house and they decided to use another agent, it's because of these 3 things. We didn't have a deep enough relationship with that potential client. We didn't show them a clear path to them hitting their financial goals, right? So if they're a seller, maybe we didn't lay it out clearly how we can help them to move to that next phase of their life, whatever that might be. And then lastly, they didn't understand the value that you provide as their agent. So it doesn't matter what part of real estate you're thinking of and you're working in, these preventable reasons can help you be more successful across the board. Make sense? So if I had to bucket the agents that leave EXP, here's how I would bucket them, right? So the new agents typically will leave EXP because they don't feel like we have a great relationship with them. Newer agents, they want a deep relationship with their brokerage, with their upline, with their managing broker. The agents who think they're going to make more money somewhere else, those are typically the cappers, right? So we have to do a great job in showing our capping agents, our selling agents, that they can make the absolute most money at EXP. And lastly, when I look at if we lose a team or a team leader, it's typically because they don't understand the value that we provide. So everything I do in my job is I go, okay, now I know the buckets, right? So now I have to provide multiple ways for agents to have a deep relationship with us, multiple ways for them to understand how they can hit their goals, multiple ways for them to understand the value that we provide. So I'm going to go through some of the things that we're doing. Some of these I'm going to go through pretty quickly, and others I'll spend just a little bit more time on, but I think it's important to have kind of that full picture of what we're doing as a company to hit all 3 of these preventable reasons that agents will leave. So I will keep talking unless someone has a question. So feel free to interrupt me if you guys have questions, okay? So the first thing that we talk about is, or that I think about, is saving, agents and teams. So a big part of my job and the job of the people that work for me is getting involved when we have an agent that's upset about an issue, right? So we get added to a lot of chats. I get a lot of text messages, a lot of phone calls saying, hey, this agent is upset. Can you step in and help them? So just in Q1, we've saved 420 agents doing over $1.1 billion in volume. These were agents that were having issues, and we were able to say, actually, hold on, we can actually solve your issue. And so if there's one thing I want you to take away from today, it's that if you have someone in your downline, or maybe it's you, and you're having an issue, I want you to reach out to me on Workplace, call my cell phone, text me, send me an email, whatever it might be. Let me know. The earlier that we can find out that there's an issue, the more agents that we can help and fix those issues, because the vast majority of reasons that an agent will leave are things that can be solved if we know soon enough. The other thing that we're doing is we are identifying agents with a departed sponsor, and then we're initiating some support for those agents. So I talk to agents frequently who say, you know what, my sponsor isn't here anymore. They got out of the business completely. I'm not really plugged into my upline. I don't really know who they are. So we're looking at those agents who don't feel plugged in. We're initiating that broker support. We're initiating that upline support. If they're a mentee in the mentor program, we're getting the mentor involved. So since we started really paying attention to those agents, we're about 45% of them are still here. 45% more of them are still here prior to us launching that program. So recognition for, and hold on, I'm going to hide our little faces so I can see my slides here. So recognition for the agents in your downline. So if you have a downline, raise your hand. Even one agent, right? Raise your hand. So wouldn't it be so cool to be able to recognize them when they icon, when they capped, when they have an anniversary, right? An EXP anniversary. So we have templates available to do that for anyone that wants them. So I'll send those to Elizabeth afterward. And Elizabeth, do you have a way that you can get them to everyone?
Yep, I will put it in the comments in this video for sure.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So I'll give you a link to, and I think do I have a picture? Oh, I do have a picture. Look, so these are just a few of the templates, but we want you to be able to grab something really quickly. So if someone in your downline has an anniversary, we want you to be able to grab a template and say, hey, you know what? Happy anniversary to Bob. You know, we're so happy to do business, that we're doing business together. If they, have their first closing, starting strong at EXP, throw their name on that. So any kind of recognition that you can give them. When we go back to the reasons that agents will leave us, the relationship, right, is one of them. So the more that you can do to recognize the agents in your downline when they do, these cool things, the deeper your relationship will be with them. So I'll make sure that I send that over to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then the next thing that we're doing is I'm working with the staff, the EXP staff, on retention techniques. And so frequently I'll talk to EXP staff members and, I'll say, hey, gosh, when was the last time that you got everything done on your to-do list? And if they're like me anyway, I don't remember the last day that I, okay, shut my computer down and I did everything on my to-do list, right? There's always more things to do than time. And I say, yeah, okay, so me too, right? It's been a while since we got everything done on our to-do list. But guess what? You as a staff member, you got paid every 2 weeks, whether you got everything done or not. Now think about our agents. Our agents aren't sitting in front of a computer every day. They're in the car, they're showing homes, they're previewing homes, they're doing, all of these different things, they're driving buyers around. And so we're sending emails saying, hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to do that. And guess what, though? They don't get paid, right? Unless they get it done. So just that training on what the difference is between being an agent, and I've been in real estate for 21 years now, sold a lot of houses. So, what's that difference between being an agent versus being an EXP staff member? So that's just a piece of it, but then helping them just to, again, understand the 3 reasons that agents leave and how in their job they can help us to have the better relationship with them, help the agents understand the value, all of the things that we're doing. And then that WOW initiative, if you've ever read the book, Delivering Happiness, it's the Zappos story. It's a fabulous book. And so everything at Zappos is focused on how do we provide a WOW experience to our customers. For them, it's, online shoppers. For us, it's our real estate agents. So what I'm doing is working with the staff on how do we provide a wow experience to our agents. Launching the Explorer Room in exp.world. Who's been in exp.world? Anyone been in exp.world? If you haven't, so it's the new version of the world, highly recommend that you go in there and take a look around. We've launched the Explorer Room in .world as an immersive EXP Explained. So as you are looking at attracting agents and talking to them about the different pieces of value that EXP provides, the Explorer Room is one of the only rooms in .world that's open to everyone. A lot of the rooms are shut down, meaning you have to be an EXP agent to see them, but the Explorer Room isn't. So as you're talking to agents about the value of coming to EXP, have them attend one of the EXP Explains. Frank Panuto does those in exp.world for US. Nadia Habib does those for Canada. Have them attend an EXP Explained, and then take them over to the Explorer Room, and then have them immerse themselves into that value proposition that we provide.
And we've had Frank in here, y'all. You guys have met Frank. He is fantastic. He's very knowledgeable. I mean, Nadia she is amazing as well. She focuses on Canada though. So just keep that in mind. We have a lot of resources at our fingertips.
Yes, absolutely. Frank is amazing. And Nadia too. I work more with Frank, but yes, they're awesome.
Yeah.
So DISC, this is something I'm excited about. This will actually launch this quarter. So we're launching DISC tests to our agents in Q2. So right now, EXP University, they're working on creating classes to help our agents understand how to utilize DISC, personality testing, communication testing with their clients. So we'll teach you how to use DISC. We're going to give you a DISC assessment that you can take. And then we talk about, again, the 3 preventable reasons that agents will leave us. Relationships is a huge one, right? So this is how you prefer to communicate. It can also help you to hit your goals by having that deeper understanding of yourself. And it can also help us with mentor and mentee placement.
Really quick on that, Susan, while you're on the DISC, which I didn't know y'all were doing that. That's amazing. All of y'all on this call and in our tribe, it's pinned. I pay for y'all all to take the DISC profile, the leadership and motivation. I mean, it's like 70 pages. So it's not the free Tony Robbins. It's not the high level. Okay, that's kind of cute. It goes really, really deep. If y'all haven't taken it already, it is pinned in our group. So just go into the pinned post. It'll tell you exactly how to do it. Y'all can go take your own DISC test. You get your own report, and it's fascinating not only for your own knowledge, but also it shares with you how it's best to communicate with you, but how you best communicate with others and in the different personality types. So if you haven't done that yet, I paid for everybody to take that. It's my gift to y'all. Cascade it out to your teams and your groups because it just makes us better as far as communication. So I just wanted to make sure that they were aware that it's still there.
I love that. And then again, university will be putting on classes. So you can take the DISC that Elizabeth's offering and then attend, different classes on how do I use that to sell more real estate? How do I use that to communicate with my clients better and more effectively, with the agents that I'm attracting, with my downline? So there are so many ways that you can use DISC. So I love that, Elizabeth. So that's a rollout for Q2. We're going to roll it out to agents, and then afterward, so we have a new Chief People Officer, Renee Casper, and she's amazing. Her background is mind-blowing. So I've met with her. She's going to then train the staff on how to use DISC. So again, we talk about, deepening relationships, and then that retention training with the staff, having them give that extra information on here's how the agent that you're talking to likes to communicate. That can deepen those relationships too. Okay, so there we go. Adding the ability to input your goals into My EXP. If you're not aware, and if you've attended a rally, this was one of the things that we're announcing at the rallies, but we're completely revamping My EXP. We're starting the beta trial right now actually on this. So one of the improvements, and I'll go through some of the other improvements in a minute, but one of the improvements is giving the agents the ability to input their goals, production, and attraction into My EXP, and then authorizing the visibility of those goals to the broker team and their upline. So think about being able to look at your organization and say, okay, these 10 agents right here, they want to do $100,000, this year in commission. So I'm going to put those 10 agents together and let's mastermind together. Think about being able to do that from a state level, right? So the brokers to be able to say, what are your goals? Not just what have you done in the past, but what do you want to do? And now let's get together and let's all, row in the same direction. Let's all help you to hit those goals. So again, we think about those 3 reasons, right? This is a huge way to help the agents make more money by just putting their goals in and authorizing that visibility so that we can all help them to hit those goals. And then measuring the engagement of our agents. So this is something that I'm actually super excited about, and we're making a lot of great progress with this one. So looking at this helps us to identify which programs that we've launched that are effective and our agents are plugging into, which programs we might need to tweak, and then giving the agents essentially a path. So think about joining EXP. And then you can earn tokens to the brand store by doing different things. You know what? If I take my DISC assessment, I'm going to earn tokens. If I attend my new agent training sessions, I'm going to earn tokens. I finish my Kickstart training. I add my goals into my EXP. I, attend my masterminds. I take an NPS survey. I go to an IRL event. Any of those things can not only help the agent to earn those tokens to the brand store, but they can also give the agent what are the things that I need to do and plug into as soon as I transfer to EXP. We give them tons of information, right? Like here's all the stuff that, that we have at EXP, that it can be a little overwhelming. So by giving them this map, it helps them to do the things that are going to have the biggest impact on their business. And again, to help them form the relationships with the people that they need to form them with, to help them understand our value, and to help them have a really clear path to hitting their goals. So this one I'm super excited about.
Susan, we have most of everybody in this call is like newer agents to growing their business to really productive agents too. So will you, I know you're going through this too, will you also go into Kickstart and some of those other initiatives that you've created that are getting a lot of momentum? Cool.
I will. It's Kickstart.
I don't think most of them know what Kickstart is.
Yep, but yeah. I will. Thank you. I will definitely address that one. And then I'll address what Brian Ellington's doing too.
Perfect.
So almost finished here. So path of a detractor. So I love our detractors. Does everyone know what a detractor is? I'll explain it if you don't. So we send out these surveys. They're NPS surveys, right? So you get them at different times in your career just by doing like having a closing and things like that. You can also take an NPS survey anytime by going to the My EXP app and clicking the little 3 smiley faces on the right-hand side. But those NPS surveys, it says on a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend EXP? And so if you give us a 6 or less, from an NPS, verbiage, those are called detractors. And so I love those because that means that I can reach out to an agent and say, okay, tell me, you gave us a 5. What can we do to provide a better experience? And then we look at who the person is, right? Are you a mentee and you gave us a 5? Okay, great. Now I'm going to get the mentor program involved, and I'm going to make sure that whatever the issue is, that we're solving that. If you're an icon, okay, great. Well, let's, what's the issue? Let's get the icon department involved. Are you a team leader? Are you a team member? Where are you in your business? And so if you're a 6 or below, that really helps us to understand not only where you are, but some of the challenges that maybe some other agents in the same situation are going through. So those are the detractors. And I love agents filling out NPS scores. So, I love to get the 10s. Don't get me wrong. That's amazing. And our NPS scores is off the charts as a company. But the agents who give us actual feedback, I love it because we can actually make changes for those. AI, I'm going to skip this one really quickly. We're just doing a ton of AI to help us with agent retention. And then My EXP. So this is the one that I said I would give you a little more information about. This is what's in beta right now. So the revised My EXP is going to have a lot more production data, especially for your downline. We already launched the team data. And then recognition abilities for the agents in your downline. So again, the templates that I showed you a few minutes ago, those are all going to be automated. So you have someone in your downline and they sell their first transaction. You can recognize them by just clicking a button in My EXP, and it will send them a message. You can even send them a gift if you want to do that. So we're automating everything, all those touch points, the recognition, the upline support. It will all be automated in the new My EXP. So we're super excited for that to launch to everyone. And then coming soon, I'm working on a team integration platform for agents that want to join teams. Looking at our agents who left, the agents who leave EXP and then come back to EXP have quadrupled in the last 4 months. So kind of looking at those agents and why they leave in the first place, and then what we can do to get them back. And then a stewardship program just to make sure that agents really feel engaged in EXP, even no matter who their upline is. Okay, so I'm going to stop my screen share. I'm going to talk about Kickstart really quickly, and then some of the initiatives that Brian is doing. So Kickstart is it's a training class. It's a 10-week training class, typically designed for new-ish agents. Although the last Kickstart that we had an agent who was in business for 30 years in Kickstart. So it's really for everyone. It's for anyone that really wants to kind of kickstart their business, no matter how long you've been in real estate. So we have different guest speakers that come in each week and talk about what their niche is. So we really try to find the best of the best in that niche and then bring them in, and they essentially open their playbook and talk about everything. So we talk about and share with you, what are the different EXP resources that you need to tap into, and then how to sell real estate, and then how to do it based on what your niche is. So if you or any of your agents are interested, go to the Kickstart Workplace group and request to join. We'll approve your request, and then you'll see all of the different Kickstart dates. So we're constantly launching new Kickstarts, and every iteration gets better and better. I've actually given it over to EXP University at this point. So I'm not on Kickstart every Wednesday like I used to be, but it's actually an amazing program that EXP University has really taken to the next level. Lastly, Brian Ellington. Have you guys heard anything from Brian Ellington ever?
He was on with us a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he was one of our guests.
Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you know about EXP Radio. He talked about the radio station, right? All of the new training and coaching that he's launching. He has a new team training program that's going to come out in the next like 3 to 5 days. Some team leader training that he's been working really hard on. So he started with us the end of last year, and he has been working like crazy to completely revamp all of our training and coaching. So really excited for everything that's coming with him. He's got new agent training that will be coming out soon. Christy, I'll get you that link. I'll pull it up here in just a second. So he's got new agent training. He's got team leader training. He's got, a training for every agent level that he's working on right now. Okay, I'm going to take a breath. What questions do you guys have for me? Can I help with anything? Any questions about anything we've talked about? And I haven't even looked at the chat, by the way, so.
Yeah.
Jeffrey says, where are all those automated check-ins? So automated check-ins, meaning the EXP automations? Jeffrey,
Cassandra asked. Cassandra, are you there?
Hey,
yeah,
I'm here. I was just wondering where the if you were saying like if they hit a benchmark in their career, I just didn't know if all those are in one place and easy to set up or.
Yeah, so that's a great question. And so My EXP, if you go into your My EXP right now, you click on the Rev Share tab, and then you click on there's a number inside a blue circle, which is the total number of agents in your downline in your organization. So if you click on that number, it'll bring up every agent in your organization. So the easiest thing to do, and do this on your laptop or your desktop, click the download button. And when you download that, it's going to go into an Excel sheet, and it will tell you, then you can sort it, right? And it will tell you their last transaction date. It'll tell you when they joined EXP. It'll tell you, did they hit their cap or not? It's going to tell you a lot of information. And so you can use that data in My EXP to help you then go, oh gosh, you know what? Bob had his first closing because he just joined me 2 months ago, and he had his first closing last month. So that will help you to give, to understand who to give that recognition to. Then when we launch the new MyEXP, we're going to have even more data for you to be able to recognize the agents.
And y'all need to make sure you all have MyEXP downloaded on your phone. It's super easy. It's an app. Susan, I know I was on the call yesterday, but when is that going to be launched out? Did you say what their anticipated launch date is?
No, so they're working, we're actually in the middle of doing the beta launch right now. So once that beta launch gives us the right feedback, and then they'll make any tweaks from that beta launch, and then they'll launch the full version. So we don't have a date for the full version launch, but I don't expect, because I've seen the MyEXP changes, and I don't expect a lot of tweaks. I think it's going to work really well. So I'm hoping the beta launch won't last too long.
Well, the tech team has been busy. There's some pretty cool announcements coming out that I can't say yet, but that's coming within the next few weeks, maybe within a month, but it's awesome what they're doing. So I'm excited. We've got Brian has his hand up, and David. Brian, you want to go first?
Sure. Thank you for the amazing info. Question about retention related to onboarding and coming over to the company. That's always a challenge because not everybody is aware about everything we have to offer. So what is the company doing as a whole to make the onboarding process easier, which is that first initial, sense of what EXP is? And if it's fumbled, it's just a bad start. So what are we doing to make it easier for agents to come over so we can retain more?
Yeah, that's a great question, Brian. So I can tell you at a high level, a lot of what we're doing hasn't been fully launched yet. So at a high level, I can tell you that some of the changes in MyEXP will 100% address that. That's about all I can say with that. But that is definitely being addressed in the new MyEXP. The other thing I can tell you is we are doing one-on-one onboarding right now in 3 different states, and I think they're getting ready to launch their 4th and 5th state. So the one-on-one onboarding is after an agent joins, they get a phone call. It's the day after they join, they get a phone call saying, how do you want to learn about EXP, right? Do you want one-on-one guidance and training? Do you want group training? Do you want to self-learn? Do you want me to send you videos? What do you want to, how do you learn best? And so those one-on-one onboarding states, the NPS scores, because again, that's how, we look at what are the initiatives that we're offering. And so those NPS scores are much higher than the states that haven't launched that one-on-one beta program yet. So those are the 2 things that I can tell you about right now, but I can tell you, so we go to what's called a QBR, quarterly business review, every quarter. So as leadership, we go and we talk about what are again, we look at the NPS scores, we look at exit surveys, we look at general agent feedback, all the things that we're hearing as a company, and we say, what are the things that we need to work on? And so onboarding is one of those, and they have some amazing changes that have launched and then are even going to completely transform the onboarding experience.
And Brian, really quick, Susan knows I'm very, very vocal about the onboarding. I've been on focus groups and feedback groups and all these other things, but that's also why our group, this group right here, and all of your people, we have our own onboarding team. So Susan, you might not know this, but as soon as an application is submitted, then they're connected with my onboarding person and they have one-on-one setup. So because we want to have that experience, we want them to make sure they're well taken care of. And the beautiful thing is, y'all, we have so many people around the nation joining this company, right? And so that's awesome, but I don't want our people to be, lost through the cracks. And so that's why we have Annika. So if you guys have anybody that's onboarding in our group and you don't know that process, again, I have it pinned in the tribe group, or just reach out to me and I'll make sure they're connected. But we want to make sure your people are taken care of.
Well, I think we have a really good process. It can always be better. And I just want to make sure as a sponsor that everybody knows everything EXP has to offer. And that takes time because there's so much info. So always trying to figure out a way to get everybody what they need.
Yeah. And so again, kind of going back to that, and I'm calling it for now agent engagement, right? That's not when we fully launch it, that's not what it'll be called. But as I'm planning it, that's what I'm calling it internally. But as we again kind of look at that, and because there is so much information, being able to map, right, the engagement of our agents in different areas, and then tell them, here are the 5 things right now based on where you are in your business that will give you the highest return. So that agent engagement will kind of help to solve that noise. So that's, that's something that that's just one of the things that we're working on for that. And whoever was asking about the radio station, I did put that in the chat. So it's realestateonair.fm. David, question?
Put that in our group too.
Okay.
Yeah. My question is really perception versus reality with EXP World. And I love the fact that we have the Explorer Room. But what I find, I've been doing this 19 years. I think EXP World is the best thing since sliced bread. I can find anything I want. I can get any question I want answered. But even people on my team seem to have a more negative view of it. And I don't know if there's any scripting or any messaging that you have, because like I think it's amazing. I haven't brought people into the Explorer Room yet, but just any thoughts on that? Like I said, I think it's an amazing tool, but I think it's underutilized by a lot of people.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I actually put into the chat, anyone that is questioning, oh gosh, it's that world again, and it's the avatar again, and I don't want to play a video game, right? I mean, and I've heard it all. I was actually on the phone with an agent this morning that was saying that. By the way, I'm having a UPS guy walk up to my door, so you might hear my dog in a second. So, but if anyone like that, have them go into exp.world and go into the info sphere. So when you'll use the go-to menu, and it's under agent services. I think it's the agent services or agent facing, and then it's the info sphere. And I will tell you what, from an ability to find anything and everything about EXP, that info sphere is amazing, because and that one is like behind the I'm going to call it the firewall. It's not the word for it, but you have to be an EXP agent to access that, where the Explorer Room is open to everyone. So an EXP agent, make sure that they go into the info sphere, because everything and anything about EXP is located there. So again, and that goes back to what Brian was talking about, is, oh my gosh, there's so much information. And there is, but that info sphere kind of segments it by, what are you interested in today? So that's probably one of the coolest things, in my opinion, on exp.world.
Okay.
And they can go in, and here's what I also tell agents is, and it's a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess, right? I think about it being, and I remember when I joined EXP, and I started as an agent. I was going to get out of the corporate side of real estate. That didn't work out very well for me. But I came to EXP as an agent. And I remember logging into the old world, and I'm like, am I going to go into the wrong room? I don't know. So I tell agents, go in on like a Saturday or a Sunday, or go in the evening when there's not a bunch of people in there, and you'll feel more comfortable just walking around and exploring. And that actually helps with a lot of people.
David, it's a resource. It's just a tool in your tool belt, right? I mean, EXP has so many tools,
Agreed.
so many resources.
Yep.
And when I first came on too, I was like, I don't get it. Whatever. I'm not interested. I'm not using it. And then once I embraced it, and I realized how fast it was and how efficient it was. And I mean, I can literally sit here and get a question answered immediately, instead of, when I was at KW, I'd have to wait on the MCA to get back from lunch, or wait for somebody who's on vacation, or somebody's out sick, or I had a broker. It took me 3 days to get a response from my broker. That was in Austin, not in Georgia, Brad. But and when you're a top producer, if you need a broker, you need a broker. You don't need a broker 3 days later. So now, it's just so efficient, just depending on what they're needing. And some people might not ever use it, but they'll use the other tools that we have. So I see it as just one more thing that we have that helps us build our business, and we can use whatever tools. And I like being able to take the tool off the shelf when I need it and put a tool on the shelf when I don't need it. And just, I'd rather have more access than not enough. So that's, I mean, to me, it's
I
not,
agree.
none of it is negative. I think what we're doing is so different than what most people are used to, that sometimes the unknown and the uncertainty creates, you know, confusion and a negative impact on, or a negative viewpoint.
And
Yeah.
it's like a buffet.
I think it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll tell agents that, you know, EXP, it's like a buffet. So we have all of these different things, and you may not feel like, you know, strawberry cheesecake today, but tomorrow you might need some strawberry cheesecake, and you need to know where it is on the buffet. And so the world is one place that can help you do that.
The world should never have any fruit on cheesecake whatsoever, just letting you people know. So, I'm just saying, fruit on cheesecake is a little weird. So Susan, this is amazing. I know this meeting's a little bit different than our other ones but you know, I get feedback from y'all all the time, and I get questions and people reaching out for different things, and every single person on this screen has different motivations and goals. And I mean, like, Brian's asked me a lot of times, like, what's going on here? And I'm in meetings all the time, but I'm one person and I can't always say a lot of things. And so that's why I'm bringing in leadership. I'm bringing in people with different conversations. We brought in Brian talking about all the learning opportunities that they're creating there. I wanted you guys to know what Susan, because people are asking about, well, what's going on with onboarding? What's going on with my EXP? What's going on with all of these things? And so instead of me just being the middle person, I'm bringing them in directly, because again, I want y'all to know who our leadership is, who our corporate is, all the different divisions of our company, so that when you have a need, you know who to go to. I'd rather you guys have too much information than not enough. And quite frankly, I get, and I love y'all calling me, and I can always connect you, but the more knowledge y'all have, the more efficient we all are together, instead of me being one person that everybody's coming to. Right. So I love the Kickstart program. Susan, I didn't know you handed that off. I love the initiatives that you guys are creating just for every type of agent. Whether, I mean, I've got brand new baby agents on here I'm looking at. I mean, I'm super excited. Mark Thomas, welcome, by the way. He literally, I think he's still in the middle of filling out his application, right? So brand new agent to very, very, very seasoned teams. I mean, you've got, I saw Meredith on here. They've got she had $100 million Compass team, right? So those needs are going to be very different. You've got team leaders like Brad, you've got other people. And so not all the information is going to pertain to everybody, but I want everybody to have that information, because if it ever comes up, then you're well armed and you're well prepared. Hi, Shannon, you've got your hand up.
Yes, I do. I would like to say that because of the Kickstart program, I was finally able to convert my FISBO and
Nice.
got my first listing.
Oh my gosh,
That's
congratulations. That's
amazing,
huge.
Shannon. Yes, I love that. We have so many stories like that. Thank you for sharing. Like, I literally have goosebumps. That I love those stories, and that's why I started that. And that Kickstart was something, honestly, that I did at my previous brokerage, and came to EXP and thought, gosh, we need something like that at EXP. So started it, and right after I came over on the corporate side. So I love stories like that. So yes, get your agents, just have them join the workplace group. They'll see all the information in there. And it's really amazing.
Well, and that just reminded me too, Shannon. So we've been talking to, especially with the rallies going on right now, everybody has a story. And you guys that know me really well know I love the stories, and that's how we connect with people. And that's how we connect with our clients, and we connect with our agents in our community. So we are actually, I put together a spreadsheet, and I don't know that y'all have seen this. Not many of y'all, but what's your story? We want to celebrate. Corporate is asking for these stories, and they don't know unless we tell them, right? So everybody has a story. I'm going to I'll put it in this group conversation again. The link, it's a Google sheet. Go in there and tell your story. Talk about your successes. I mean, Shannon, what you just shared is awesome. I was struggling with this for sale by owner, and this is what I was able to do, and the Kickstart program, and now I have my first listing. So that allows us to celebrate you, but we also want corporate to bring in blended sense and start sharing these stories around. And because then now Shannon might be able to connect with Michelle, because Michelle's been working on a for sale by owner, right? So I'm going to put that link in there, because we want to know the stories. I know some of them. I don't know most of them. And so if you guys can help me do that, or if you know people, just put it in the sheet, and I'll put it back in our group.
Yeah.
We have a few more minutes. What other questions do we have?
There was one in the chat and I didn't finish reading it, so hold on. Can we add the ability to see active, pending, and closed transactions after cap? So Jeffrey, yes, with the new MyEXP, you'll be able to see the closed after cap. We're still working on active and pending. I'm not sure that that's going to be available in the phase 1 launch, but it's probably going to be in a future phase launch. But yes, you're right. The current MyEXP only shows you until capping. So we're taking care of that with the new MyEXP. Good question.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything
Make
else
sure
on
you
this?
guys are plugging into Workplace too. You know, I always talk about Workplace. All of you should be in Family Tree. All of you should be in the tribe, but follow the EXP announcements too. With the announcement of Leo Pareja, y'all, our CEO, he spoke in Charlotte. It was his first speaking event as a CEO. And I've been able to get to know Leo over the years. He is amazing. He is on fire. He is so excited and he is not messing around. He was #1 in the world for KW. Just so you know who he is, a little bit of his backstory. He got his license when he was 19 years old. He's got an amazing story that you guys need to plug in. And I actually had Blended Sense recorded. I'm going to try to get that recording because I want to put it in here for you guys to hear it directly from him because it's very powerful. But he was #1 in the world with KW. He created Remind. For most of y'all that have all the MLS access and Remind, he created Remind. He comes from a very business techie brain and he's got some big ideas and he's already implementing things. So there's a lot of shareables that are in Workplace. There's a lot of information in there. The more you know, the better. But I'm pretty fired up. I mean,
I am too.
there's a huge momentum going on right now. And I mean, I've been here a long time and it's easy to get complacent and kind of get used to, you know, everything going on and forget what we have, especially after 9 years. I haven't been this excited in a very, very long time. So keep paying attention to
agree.
that, but lean
love
into
Leo.
everything being shared. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny story. So I was talking to someone, and my husband heard me and I'm like, Leo Perea is the smartest person I have ever met. And my husband was like, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but he literally is the smartest person I've ever met. You're maybe #2, but he's definitely #1. So excited. And I work with him really closely and he is, I can't tell you how amazingly lucky we are to have him as our CEO.
Yeah.
Brad, you have a
It's-
question?
No, just a statement. So I totally agree. If you've heard Leo, he is super intelligent, but on top of it, he's just a normal person. He's a great communicator. He can explain stuff, but our group, when we heard Leo, I mean, you just feel so much better that somebody like that is in charge of this company.
Did Leo speak in Atlanta, Brad?
No. He was, there was
okay.
something either on your call. Did you have him on your call or?
Not yet. No, I've been trying to get him on my call. That was before his name. So it'll be interesting to try and get his schedule, but we'll get him on here. But yeah, I mean,
Maybe he was explaining the lawsuit right after it came out.
oh, so what's interesting about that? So we've got a couple minutes. Let me give you high level really quick what he spoke about. So when the lawsuit came out, he was on calls with our attorneys and everybody all weekend long. He went live that Monday, y'all. He had 50,000 people live watching him present on the NAR settlement. And now that one video has over 200,000 people. What was happening too is other brokerages were sharing all of his information around because it was so right on. It was so knowledgeable. We are so well positioned. In fact, they've already come out with the broker marketing kits buyer marketing kits for all of us. Immediately they had that. We should have next week, I think it's this week or next week. No, next week, probably a 1-page document for all of us to be able to use. And what's happening is the industry is actually coming to us and looking at us. The head of Zillow, the head of Department of Veteran Affairs, like all these other industries and heads are coming to Leo and EXP because they're seeing us lead the way. And it's pretty exciting to be a part of. And so they've got seller kits that are coming out. They're already preparing everything. So we are well prepared and positioned in the marketplace. And so I think it's going to be, it's at our fingertips. So Leo is Very, very, very smart. He's very connected. I didn't realize how connected he is in the industry, but outside the brokerages. And one of the things we were talking about on a call yesterday is, you know, there's some really cool momentum with our company and what we're doing and opportunity. And the reality is we're the NFL of real estate, right? We are where the pros go to grow. That's the whole hashtag we're talking about. We're where the pros go. We're financially stable. We just brought a 500 agent brokerage that was a flat fee model. Her name is Claudia. She is Colombian, but her company's out of Miami, called Brokers. Jeffrey, do you guys know who she is? Oh, you're in Tampa. I always forget about that. It's Felix. Anyway, 500 person flat fee model. She came to EXP. She joined us. They are bringing all 500 over right now because we were the ones, after they established and evaluated everybody, we were the ones that we were going to be sustainable. So we're sustainable. Our leadership actually are practitioners. I mean, Leo's been in the business since he was 19 years old. Most of the other models can't say that. And we're just doing big things. So there's a lot of communication that's going to come out. You're going to see our leadership step up in a different way. Leo's going to be very, very visible. He wants to be very visible. He wants to be very engaged. So you guys are going to get to know him really well.
And I think in 3 minutes on the Friday big agent meeting, I think he's launching that one pager.
Oh, he is. All right.
I'm
So the
pretty sure.
Friday big agent meeting is right now. It's all recorded in Workplace, by the way, and it's all live. So he's going to launch that, and we'll already have that at our fingertips that we can start using now.
I think it's today. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure.
If it's not today, it's next week.
Right.
All right. We're at the top of the hour. Brian, you got a quick question?
Yeah, I was just curious, what are the retention rates for capping agents and icon agents at our company? People that are producing and actually winning.
Yeah. So we actually, if you are watching the quarterly fireside chats with Glenn, we actually announced all of those. So the last one that was announced, I think it was 80, gosh, I'm going to give you a rough number. I think it was like 85% or 89% of the agents that left EXP in that quarter had done zero to less than 2 transactions, so 0 to 1 transaction. So we actually do, we post those every single quarter. I'm not going to remember, honestly, Brian, what those exact percentages are, but if you go back to those quarterly earnings announcements, we post those.
We're doing some big stuff. So, okay, y'all are amazing. If anybody's going to Cincinnati, I'll see you there. If anybody's going to Dallas, I'll see you there. Oh, if anybody's in College Station next Wednesday, I am there. Michelle, will I see you? Awesome. So, y'all plug in. Where? Say that.
I said I'll be there.
Oh, you will be there. Awesome.
Yep.
All right. Well, y'all plug in, lean in, keep being great. I will see you guys next Friday. In the meantime, if you need anything, reach out. Susan, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Bye.